Hey everyone, we've got ourselves another featured location here in Marvel Snap. For those new to featured locations in Marvel Snap, basically what we got is Rickety Bridge for a 40% chance to see it in your games for the next 48 hours in Rickety Bridge. Don't rock the bridge. After each turn, if there is more than one card here, destroy them. Okay, a really actually impactful location. This is one that needs to be planned around, needs to be built around. I'm going to show you 5 individual deck lists, 3 for pool 3, and then we're going to have 1 for pool 1 and 1 for pool 2 as well. So be sure to like the video if you want to support the series and etc. So basically what we got here is, let's start with the pure chaos list. Now this one here is meant to be just for absolute fun. This is one we were playing on stream, and this isn't meant to be serious. This is meant to like completely embrace the featured location if you hate your cubes and want to just have some fun. The other two are a little more serious, but I want to show this one first. I think it's really fun and really kind of takes advantage of the spirit of the location. First of all, yes, you have a Series 4 card in Titania. Basically, if they have a card there and, you can play into it, just destroy everything, which is kind of fun. Or, the nice thing about Titania, which is obviously not, if you just play any card, you just destroy things anyway. But the nice thing about Titania is with Rickety Bridge, people often don't want to play into it. So you're going to have a 3 or 4 stacked location on the opponent's side, which makes Titania a free 1/5 play when they've already stacked a side. It also allows you to utilize someone like Mojo is really good during Rickety Bridge as well, because people just don't play into the Rickety Bridge. You also have opportunities to kind of play around Rickety Bridge in the sense that you can just play Armor Sunspot and just not care about it and play a regular game. You also have the opportunity to wave into Doc Ock. Doc Ock will pull their hand into the Rickety Bridge, blow up Dr. Octopus, and whatever he pulled as well, which is like the ultimate mega combo on turn 4 with Wave. You also have Magneto, who can be played in that location. You can drag all the 3 and 4s in that just into the location and destroy them, which is cool. You have Arrow, which will basically take whatever they play and destroy it with Arrow. It's basically like a mutual suicide style kind of play. And then you have the, of course, you have Quake, which is insane because Quake is so stupid. You're like, Alex, why do you got Quake here? Well, it's kind of fun because you'll see Rickety Bridge and you'll build around, kind of okay, they're overstacking one lane, and then you drop Quake mid and swap Rickety Bridge and then blow up everything on their side. It's pretty crazy and pretty funny. Super unreliable, but again, we're embracing the memes with this particular list. Anyways, Electro's good too because it allows you to get your Doc Ock and others out pretty fast. But anyways, this is purely chaos. It's half a meme. If you want to try something fun, give it a shot. It's a little bit of a homebrew that I think is kind of fun. Now, if you actually want to win games, this is the one that I was playing. I won a ton of cubes playing this over the last night, and it was one of those situations where listen, if you don't get Rickety Bridge, you just have yourself an amazing deck. If you have Rickety Bridge, guess what? You have ways to deal with it. Namely, if you have Rickety Bridge, you can play Nova into it and just not care if it blows up, right? Who cares if Nova's there? The other side was Mr. Fantastic reaches into the Rickety Bridge and basically gives you value where your opponent might have a hard time doing so. You also have Storm, which just gets rid of it. This is the ultimate counter. Just play a deck list that just works, right? Storm gets rid of Rickety Bridge. You follow it up with Juggernaut, so they can't really do much. And then obviously you have the Sarah Surfer combination. Play Sarah on turn 5. And then it allows you to play 3 cost cards on turn 6. This is by far, I think, the best one. If you're looking for the best deck for this location right now, this is probably it. It's not too expensive. It's utilizing pretty much all Series 3 cards, with the exception of Silver Surfer, which is obviously a paid card. But ultimately, I think this is the one that I'll be relying on the next 2 days because it's just a good deck and it deals with the location with the Storm Jug. So, there's nothing, and obviously the Nova Killmonger. There's no disadvantage to playing this deck at all. This is the one I'm going to. And then you have a control-based list for those that want to do control-based plays here. I really like the idea of playing Nightcrawler. You're going to see these in the Series 2 and 1 list as well. The reason for this is because Nightcrawler lets you play Nightcrawler, and if they play anything in the Rickety Bridge and they get smart, you can just play Nightcrawler. You can move Nightcrawler into the Rickety Bridge and then just blow up whatever they've played. So Nightcrawler can be used creatively to make sure that the location is clear. I actually experimented a little bit using, I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Where is he? He's right here. He's Warpath. I was experimenting with Warpath a bit, and I think that I was going to include it. I think Destroyer builds are going to be okay in this location as well, Destroyer-based list, but ultimately I was like, you know what? I don't think that's as exciting as something like this. I think Destroyers feels a little weak right now anyways, so whatever. But basically what you have here is you can use Nightcrawler to basically destroy anything they have in Rickety Bridge. If they play an armor, well, then you get to play into it. Once again, you have the Wave, Doc Ock combo, you have the Arrow combo. Most importantly, you have your Daredevil with Dr. Octopus, Arrow, and Professor X. Professor X can lock down Rickety Bridge. He's one of the only cards that can get in there, lock it down, and make sure that he gets the dub. The nice thing about it is if they play a high value card on turn 5 into Rickety Bridge and you have Nightcrawler, you can play Professor X in another location and Nightcrawler into the Rickety Bridge, destroy their turn 5 play, and lock down another location. That's what makes this deck so good. You also have Leader to close it off, because if you do those combinations, then they're going to have no tempo on the board. You are playing Enchantresses and White Queen. Enchantress because you are seeing a ton of ongoing lists right now, like tonight. I don't know, other creators must have recommended a lot of ongoing lists, because I was seeing nothing but ongoing cards, and Enchantress just completely destroyed them, and so that was pretty good. Just be aware of your Mojo combo. So anyways, this list worked really well as well. In my testing, this deck was really good as well. I still prefer the Surfer list, but this one is reliable. Then we have our Pool 2 Rickety Bridge. This one here is a little interesting because, like, you see Namor, and Namor doesn't go on Rickety Bridge because he'll just die. The way you actually play this list overall is you play cards like Armor into the Rickety Bridge, and then you play like your Ant-Man, Nightcrawler, whatever. You just zoo into it with Lizard, Ant-Man, whatever, right? Punisher, Captain America. And then you play Namor in the other location so that you have a very high power card, a 4/10 in the other location, not in Rickety Bridge. And then what you do is you utilize Claw to access Rickety Bridge as well, give additional 6 power. And obviously it's a Spectrum play where you provide a lot of additional value. So this is kind of like a deck list that, like, don't play Namor in Rickety Bridge. You're playing Armor and others. You're also using the Nightcrawler to be able to destroy an opponent's Rickety Bridge play if they play there, but obviously you're going to be using Armor, but most importantly you have Claw to access it with the +6 if required, and of course Spectrum gives you that +2 across the board, which is why you're trying to zoo as many cards in that are ongoing cards, with the exception of course of Nightcrawler, which once again can be used to counter Rickety Bridge play very inexpensively. This list very experimental. I didn't get much of a chance to test it thoroughly because it's Pool 2 and it's not quite like competitive where I am in my collection level. So just bear that in mind. Very experimental. Good launching point for you if you're trying to like figure out what to do. And I do think that the Rickety Bridge Pool 1 is very similar. A lot of ongoing cards. I think Spectrum's good here. I do prefer the Professor X because we're missing a few key pieces from the prior list. I do think that playing Scarlet Witch is probably good in Pool 1 as well. You can just get rid of it. You don't get the card draw because you're also probably new to the game. So like working around like an extremely troublesome location could be pretty annoying. But anyways, guys, these are the lists. Got another video down below if you're interested in seeing more. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you have fun playing some Marvel Snap. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next Marvel Snap video.